I hope the camera is all right and the audio is fine. Good afternoon, all. Just getting a bit of a tidy up, you know. Is that too low? How's that? Hi. Hello, YouTube. Hello. Let's just have a quick look. Got my studio on the go. Yeah, seems fine to me. There we are. Should be able to see any comments. If anybody's want to watch, that's another thing. We just do not know. We do not know. Yeah, we'll give it a minute or two before we get into the pickups. So it wasn't really a planned pickup session. I don't know. Yeah, I got to hold something. Sorry. Yeah, I haven't got a lot of games, but I've got a new console. And I've got a wild story to tell you. So my good luck streak is continuing. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Hello, hello, hello. If anybody's out there, we are live. Please do not say fuck or bugger. What was that off? Bow Selector. Who remembers Bow Selector? Yes, I got a day off today. Just before I went live, my boss has sent me a message. Do I want overtime? I'm hoping it's next weekend. Not today. I'm not doing today. But yeah, so I might have some overtime. But it does mean I'll be doing 5, 10, 12 days in a row. But hey ho, we've got to get that bag of money, get that bank. Right, I'm going to put this down. I'm going to clip my old microphone. Is the audio okay? Bear with me one sec. 5, 10. Yeah, there we are. Oh, hello. Access Area 6. Hi. Hope you're doing good, mate. Yeah, all good, all good. How are you? How's your weekend going? Oh, dropped the microphone. I'll clip that down there out of the way. Yeah, taking my dog for a walk. Met up with my mother. Went up the park. Bit busy for my liking up there. But Max, my mum's dog, he started his medication. And you can tell he's not right. But the vet did say that the first 2 weeks, it will have an impact on him. And basically everything she said, side effects of the medication, for the first 2 weeks, everything's happening. But yeah, he was excited to see us. I don't think he realised. I met my mother at the park as well. So when he saw us, he did like a double take, bless him, and he came flying over. He was so excited, you know. Yeah, how's your weekend going? What's your plans for the weekend? Do any videos? Yeah, enjoyed that video you did of the fighting game collection. You've got a banging PlayStation 1 collection, haven't you? That's all mint as well. Mine's very hit or miss, you know. A couple of times, I think I've owned Soul Blade twice. I bought it in CX and they hadn't checked the disc, so I checked it and it was effing terrible. So I've had a refund straight away. So yeah, it's gone back. Access Area 6, bless. I don't like seeing animals suffer. Sorry, me too, mate. I've just got a thing in my way where the comments are coming through. It's like a fucking heart. There we are, yeah. Bless, I don't like seeing animals suffer. Yeah, exactly. It's upsetting my mum. But I said, look, she wants to stop him having the medication. But I say, look, listen to the vets. Give it at least a month. He hasn't had a fit yet. So he's taking this medication to... it won't stop the fits because he's got epilepsy, is it? He's diagnosed as that. So it'll just ease it, you know? Right, okay then. I'll do my little story then first, right? I can't believe how lucky I am, okay? I just got my phone here. I did a quick bit of research last night. So yeah, on the Xbox One, there was more than 1,300 games came out on the Xbox One. All right. So yesterday I swapped my Pix and Love physical copy of King of Fighters 2002 with Chris, one of my best friends. I swapped it for Xbox One with the power cable and HDMI. So the leads, but it didn't have a controller. So all I had to do was buy a controller. Okay, so I got another copy. I got technically three copies of King of Fighters 2002, if you include my PS2 copy, and I've got my go-to is the digital copy on my PS5. So it's like, this isn't wild, right? Yeah, so the reason I wanted to buy an Xbox One, there's the Halo games, the Forza games, the Rare Replay, amazing. But the one game that's been on my radar for 10 years is Killer Instinct. Now, if we rewind a little bit, I didn't play Killer Instinct when I originally had an Xbox One because I didn't like the way they launched the game. So I believe you buy the game cheap. It was something like £20 for the combo breaker pack or whatever it's called. And so it was a cheaper game. So you got all the stages, but you got to buy the characters for $3.99 each. Well, I like to explore the full roster. So I was like, nah, I don't agree with that. I'll wait for the, whatever it's called, the definitive edition, I think is what it was called. So I was going to play the waiting game, right? So then very quickly I realised the Xbox One was just sitting on my shelf. I played the Halos, I played the Rare Replay, and I sold it basically, and it's gone. But then I thought then, when the definitive edition of Killer Instinct came out, I knew one day I'd go back to it. But the number one reason I wanted it was for Killer Instinct. So we agreed to do the deal last Saturday, and with Chris. So he was going to drop the Xbox down this weekend. So he dropped it down yesterday. So when I got home from our games hunting session last week, I went on CEX because they're by far the cheapest. Itchier. Oh, yeah. Nice. Sorry. Yeah, so the first game I thought, right, okay, much cheaper than eBay. I went on to CEX, bought the definitive edition. It was only £8, plus £1.95 postage and packaging, so £9.95. Call it a tenner. So I ordered that, and that gives me plenty of time by yesterday for it to come. Happy days. I was getting excited. I think it was Wednesday or Thursday. I'd been out with the dog, come home, there was a letter. Great, it's my CEX parcel or little envelope thing. Yes, brilliant. Opened it up, the right case. Opened it, and they put the basic fucking version in there. And it's getting quite rare, this game. There's none in Wales, none at all when you do the stock check on the CEX website. So I was like, are you fucking kidding me? I did a little short ranting about it. So we weren't really going to go game hunting yesterday. So basically we had to go to one of my local CEXs to get a refund. That was the plan. So I thought, will I ever get to play Killer Instinct? So I needed to go to get a control pad anyway. I'll show you. We will get to the pickups, right? But this is a wild story, okay? So got a refund, no problem at all. Shout out Port Talbot CEX. They were great. They told me it was Stockport CEX that put the wrong fucking disc in. Cheers. Love it. But they've actually done me a favour when you'll see what's happened now, right? So I had a refund, bought a couple of games. It's not going to be the biggest pickups video. I mean, that's what I came out there with. Good games in there. So 2 amazing games in there, in my opinion. We will get to them. So bought the control pad, went to Argos. Really happy with the control pad I got. And then came home. So Chris came into the games room, and we were just setting it up. It asks you for, have you got an account to this? And everything like that. So if we rewind, the last time I had an Xbox One, I sold it to my cousin. And he's an absolute arsehole, right? I won't go into it, but I can't be arsed with him anymore. He's adopted cousin. Not that that'd make a difference. Some of the bad stuff he's done to me and my family, he's a bit of a drug dealer loser, basically, right? So back then, I was working with the kid, and I sold him my Xbox One, right? So I went, when it installed and everything, I was doing the updates and all this, half hour, 45 minutes. Then I went into, what's the chances of this? I went into my games, and I don't think I'd ever downloaded any games, but there was a couple of games in there. I thought, what's this then? So it was FIFA. I think it was FIFA 18, FIFA 19, FIFA 16 for some reason was on there. And I don't play football games. FIFA is not my jam at all. Okay, so and the other game was Killer Instinct. Killer Instinct, the definitive edition with all the characters, all the stages, all the skins. So the only thing I can think has happened, right? First thing I thought was my cousin had bought those games years ago on my credit card details, on my debit cards, but I would have had a notification. It would all come through my email. So I'm not sure exactly what's happened. But the only thing I think that could have happened, right, is he bought it, set it up, but hadn't set it up right. Put his bank details in and bought a couple of games, football games, and Killer Instinct, the definitive edition. I'm just thinking, there's over 1,300 games. The one game I wanted was already on there. What is the chances of that? My mind's blown. I can't believe how lucky I am. I put it down to my Street Fighter 4 poster. Since I've had that Street Fighter 4 poster, loads of things, not everything, but loads of things have gone right. So yeah, I still can't believe how lucky I am. I know it's not the most expensive game out there, but it's the reason I bought the console. Okay, so I thought I was going to start the video with that. Okay, right, so I've got my receipt there. So we went to CX in Port Talbot. Okay, so obviously as soon as I went in there, I had a refund, no problem. He had an extremely rare, he kind of knows us. He said, oh, you're the retro game collectors, aren't you? Yeah. So there was an N64, Zelda Ocarina of Time, the Australian version, and the guy, I think it's like almost £200, and he was in really good condition. Zelda's, I like my Zelda games. It's not really my jam, you know. When someone says Zelda to me, I think a Link in Soul Calibur 2. That's how my head goes. But I've never actually finished a Zelda game, so it wasn't for me. But if you're a collector, check it out. And I can vouch, in Port Talbot, the one they had in the window was in very good condition. Okay, and it was only been there 2 or 3 days. All right, so go get it if you got money burning a hole in your pocket. But I'm saving now for the Street Fighter 6 big box collection. Okay, so got my receipt. I traded in Cyberpunk. So Cyberpunk 2077, bought it on launch. I still had my original launch. You can probably just about see there. That's the steelbook in with all. I might get it when it goes down to like £2. It's not worth more than £2. All right, they give me £12 trade in for it. Right. So I've got to be a bit more aggressive now because I'm saving. But they had a couple of games I've never seen in the wild before, so I picked them up. But the main reason was to get the refund on Killer Instinct. All right. Thanks for bearing with me. If anyone's watching, thank you. Love you. Yeah, so Cyberpunk was, my first experience, same as everyone else, is a buggy mess. It was months away from a finished game. Put it on last week or 2 weeks ago or something like that. When I finished Fallout 4, I was looking for another big game to play. I play Cyberpunk. Access Area 6. Is Cyberpunk still full of bugs? It's much better. But yes, it's still full of bugs. It crashed on me. There was a couple of characters, like NPC characters. You walk past and you go, wait, you do a double take. I think there's two guys just meant to be standing next to each other, but they were like morphed into one person. And one of them was bending down, and it was just looked like where his cock is. There was a head. It was like, what the hell? But stuff like that doesn't bother me, right? But what does bother me is when the game crashes. It crashed twice, but it did do an autosave just before. But again, I'm thinking, this is a AAA game now. But the other thing I didn't like about it, just my opinion, everywhere's absolutely jam-packed, so loads of people, but the roads you'd expect the roads to be a lot busier. There's like a car go past, and then there's no cars. Then another car slowly go past. But the final straw was when I literally needed to go down the lift, and it wouldn't let me press the button. I was like, I basically, it was after it crashed. Then I was like, one more, you're on your last chance, Cyberpunk. And it just wouldn't, it was another bug. And I was like, get it gone. I put it back on the shelf. I thought I'll come back to it. But I'm thinking, no, I'll get my 12 quid CX store credit and trade it in for some older games. I'm really getting back into the PS2 and the older games now. Now's the time to be buying them before they're all gone, basically. So that's gone, basically. But if you can see it on my shelf right there, it's the Steelbook, because I went all out when I thought it was going to be the best game ever, kind of thing, right? So they give me 12 quid for that. Okay, so I bought a DS game, a PS2 game, and 2 Xbox One games. Obviously, I got to give the Xbox One, show it some love. Now it's my new console, isn't it? So for the DS, I picked up Godzilla Unleashed. I always thought, right, I've always had kept an eye out for this game, right? I thought it was like Godzilla Unleashed that came out on the GameCube. That's a masterpiece, that is. But I think it came out on the PS2 as well, maybe. I'm not 100% sure, but I think I've got it on the GameCube. It's like a side-scrolling, almost shmup, but you can play as Godzilla. You can play as all of them. Mothra. Well, can you see all those there? That's all the characters you can play as. So, yes, on PS2. Oh, yeah, thanks, Access Area 6. Yeah. So I've got another version of it, but this is the weaker version. That was £10. Because it's Godzilla, do you know what I mean? That's why I bought that. But I haven't played it yet. It is CIB, though. It's got one of those bloody stickers. I'm not sure what stickers they are. I don't think it's game. Or maybe it is game. I don't know when they do their pre-owns. I don't tend to buy much in game anymore. Yeah, so I've got that bad boy. So I always happy to add Godzilla to the collection. Similar kind of theme. War of the Monsters. I've never seen that out in the wild. And it's wild. It's like, again, my luck is changing all the time. I was watching like a documentary on this game and why we don't see many games like it. The most modern game that I've seen like this is that is it Gigabash, I think it's called. I didn't know that game existed until someone told me that there was a Godzilla DLC on it. So that's on my watch list. I gotta get that. But basically, you're in like a 3D environment, and you're fighting, I think, against aliens in story mode. I love the War of the Monsters. Yeah, me too. I'm very excited to play this. I think that was £12. Okay, so what a massive upgrade from Cyberpunk 2077 to this. Wow, take my money any day, do you know what I mean? Yeah, so I'm looking forward to that. I'm in the mood to play something like that as well. It's not CIB, but the disc is nice condition. Yeah, finally I've got that in the collection. Right, okay, so on to my Xbox One. Oh, yeah, I'll do the games first and I'll show you my controller. Yeah, so I had to buy the Master Chief Collection. This was the reason I bought an Xbox One originally. The day this came out, I was living in Carlisle, and I'd moved from Exeter to Carlisle with my job, and if it wouldn't, I could only, my mother would go in my mother's car. If it wouldn't fit in the car, it had to stay behind. So I left loads of stuff behind. So what my plan was, I traded in all my games, all my DVDs, Blu-rays to CX, got a voucher, and the plan was when I get to Carlisle, I was going to buy an Xbox One. Got to Carlisle, and there wasn't a CX at the time in Carlisle. I didn't realise. So the nearest one, or the easiest one to get to, was in the Metro Centre in Newcastle, or Gateshead. So the day this came out, I jumped on the train, I was on a day off, went all the way there, bought the game in-game brand new, got my Xbox One. I think I think I bought it with one of the Forza games, but this was the reason. Got home and there's a problem with the internet, so I couldn't set up the Xbox. I was devastated, but that was like a stressful couple of days. But yes, I eventually got to play it. But apparently they've added Halo Reach. I don't think Halo Reach was on it when I first played it. But I'm probably, in the last year I've played the first Halo, so I'm probably gonna blitz some of this. Probably start with Halo 2, 3, or 3 ODS or whatever it's called, 4. I'll just go through, okay? And I'm gonna eventually get the newest Halo, whatever that's called. Again, I'm out of the loop with these Xbox One games now, you know. So that was £8. I think there's 4 or 5 games on there for £8. You can't go wrong on the Halo games, you know. And I got the other Halo game, Halo 5 Guardians. I'm not sure if I've played this. I might. I really don't know. It's 50-50 whether I've played it or not. Sometimes I look and go, yeah, I must have played it. This is £3 as well. So I always enjoy the Halo games. But yeah, that's what I got in CEX. I just noticed there's a Halo Wars 2. So I'm going to get that. I'm eventually going to get 1 or 2 of the Forza Horizon games. They're my favourites. Well, they're arcadey, realistic looking games, aren't they? I love the fact that you mess a corner up, you can just hold down Y, is it? And it rewinds. You let your finger, keep your finger off Y, and you start playing straight from there. That's an amazing mechanic. Yeah, so I'm going to get that. It's probably going to be my exclusives console. So whatever exclusives came out on the Xbox One, because I've got most games I'd ever want, really, on the PS4 and the PS5. But yeah, anything Xbox exclusive. So let me know in the comments. Is there any games you think I should be picking up? Obviously, I've got Rare Replay. I love that. I went straight to Killer Instinct Gold. Oh, as well, on Killer Instinct on the Definitive Edition, if you didn't know, it's £3 for the basic version, or £8, right? But you get Killer Instinct 1 and 2, the arcade versions as well. And it's like, oh my god, it's so much for that extra couple of quid. It's a no-brainer. That's why the more I'm so frustrated with the person in CX, probably what they've done, they might have been rushing, just gone through to get the thing to post it. Saw Killer Instinct, pulled it out, and I didn't read what they're doing properly, because probably the disc behind it was the Definitive Edition disc. So, anyway, I won that one anyway, okay? Right, then we went to Retro Stash. I was going to call in there. There was a slim chance that they might have had a physical copy of Killer Instinct, the Definitive Edition. But again, luck is on my side. He was closed. Went on his website online, and it says it should be open. It should have opened at 9:30, and this was like after 10 o'clock. So we thought we'll go to Argos to buy my controller and we'll come back. When we came back, he was still closed, but saying that they were open. So whatever. So I bought a new Xbox controller. Rise, Son of Rome, Xbox exclusive, fantastic game. Rise. I think I played that. I think I might have had that. I can't really remember. It was back in my drinking days, see. So I've got a feeling. I know the game. I know the cover. I might have played it, but I might pick it up cheap, isn't it? It's probably not a super expensive game, but yeah, I've heard a few people say it's a good game. So yeah, I'll keep an eye out for that. I don't know if it's hard to get hold of. I haven't really looked into it, you know. So my controller. Now it's not official, but to me, because I'm not really an Xbox gamer, it's a nice weight on it. That looks to me. If you just give that to me, I wouldn't think it's not an official Xbox controller. It's very comfortable. I know the Xbox controllers are comfortable, aren't they? My favourite controller is still the PlayStation 5 controller, but I think that's more comfortable than the PlayStation 4 controller, if I'm being honest. It's made by PowerA, so it says on the back there, but One of the things I don't like with the Xbox controller is you got to keep putting batteries in them, and they're quite expensive. Like the Elite ones are over £100. Now, when I'm supposed to be saving or watching my spending going forwards because of the Street Fighter collection, I want to get the Street Fighter 6, and it's a bit of a stretch to get the Hori fight stick because that's 220 quid as well. So that's going to be almost 500 quid in one day for a game, but it is Street Fighter, you know. So I'm being a bit more careful with my money. This was 25 or 30, under £30, okay? Brand new in the box, obviously from Argos, okay? But it's a cable. It's got a 10-foot cable. Now, if you saw my games room tour, I put it up a couple of weeks ago. I sit very close to my TV, so 10 foot is plenty. I don't have to worry about holding my arms forward. I can comfortably sit back in my chair. Most of the time, I'm leaning forward when I'm in a game, you know. So far, I'm really impressed with this. And, you know, I would have paid... At first, they're not getting an official one. It would have been £50 pre-owned. Maybe I can get a brand new one for £50. But then I'd have to buy the... This is what I did last time, see. I bought the, like, battery pack thing. It's like a charger, rechargeable batteries. And you charge it with the cable. So that's an extra expense. I don't know, £10-15 on top. So it would have been 65, close to £70. Or 25 or 30 quid. And it's there. And I'm really... impressed with it, you know. So yeah, that is my Xbox controller. I don't know. I think, like I say, it's going to be this weekend is probably going to be my main console. And let me tell you, I've only briefly played Killer Instinct. The mistake I made is I put Rare Replay in first because I was checking that the disk drive and everything worked while Chris was here. And it was installing there's 30 games, isn't there? So it's installing each game. Then while that was installing, I was looking at the figure, like trying to familiarize myself with the layout of the Xbox. And then I went to owned games, and that's when I realized, like, I still can't believe of all the games, Killer Instinct is one of the games that was on there. So then I was like, install. But then like after an hour, I thought, hang on, it's install. I'm waiting for Rare Replay games to install. I don't really give it, like Banjo, Kazooie. Okay, good games or whatever, but Killer Instinct is the game. That's why I bought that console, you know. So, but I had to go to work. So I had about 25-30 minutes on it. I had a quick playthrough of Fulgo, Spinal, Jago. I did a bit of a training mode thing on Jago. It'll take me a while to get used to the controls, but I've never played, other than in the actual arcade, I've never played a Killer Instinct game with a fight stick. I know there is a fight stick. I saw it on the CEX website, but it's out of stock. I think it's the... I can't see, it's off camera there. It's one of the fight sticks I got, the Hayabusa, with the Killer Instinct artwork on it, and of course it's an Xbox controller. If they had that there yesterday, I would have dipped into my savings to buy it, because it looks stunning. But I don't mind, that's what I'm trying to say, I don't mind playing it on a controller. It's going to probably be like Tekken, because I always play Tekken with a controller, not a fight stick. My go-to is a controller. With Street Fighter, I'm much more comfortable with a fight stick in my hand. But don't really know what I'm doing with the costumes and the colour, because there's like the gold variants. There's Fulgo, and there's a new character. Oh, I can't remember his name. Is it? He's like a slightly different version of Fulgo. Kilgo. I can't remember, but it sounds similar to Fulgo. He was really cool, but he's got like two like miniguns as arms kind of thing. So he's very projectile heavy. It's like I've been wanting to play that game seriously for 10 long years, and I was so excited when I ordered it, and then when I opened it from CX and it was the wrong disc inside, my excitement was down here. It's been a roller coaster ride, okay? This isn't any game. This is a special game for me, okay? And then when I realised it, and it was like whoosh, I'm so excited. And isn't it wild that it was a game that was already on the Xbox on my account? What the actual hell, like, do you know what I mean? So yeah, I've really enjoyed it so far. So I'm probably gonna play. I got The Last of Us 2. I'm smashing my way through that. I'm probably gonna play Killer Instinct. Let's be honest, for the rest of the weekend. What I normally do, I explore the full roster. I probably gonna go like TJ combo. I wanna take him for a spin again. Yeah, I'm so happy, guys. I'm so happy. All right. Well, I'm gonna go now because yeah, I'm going to play some Killer Instinct, basically. Thank you very much for watching. I have pretty much answered all the questions. Anyone that's taken part in this week's Ask Tony, pretty much done everything, but I don't want to bombard you with videos. I might film it later on and schedule it for later on in the week or something. Because tomorrow I'll probably do what I've been playing, watching, reading, like a chatty video like this. Then maybe I'll schedule it for Monday. I'm doing another Games Master. That might be on Tuesday. So I'm trying to do a video a day rather than like 5 on the weekend. And people might go, oh, fucking hell, Tony, that's enough. Unsubscribe kind of thing. So yeah, I'm trying to pace my videos, okay? Hope you have a good weekend, guys. The weather's nice down here. I've got a nice Easter egg to get through as well. Yeah, thank you very much for watching. Love you. Bye.